Hello, today I'd like to talk about how I support you all the way from the contract to closing. Actually, I support you as soon as I meet you. We sit down and I support you in um, the showing process, the pricing process, all of it. But let's say we start at contract to close. How do I support you there? I am going to stay fully involved after the offer is accepted, not just at the beginning of the transaction. So it's not like, hey, they accepted it, see ya. I help the buyers understand what happens next. So there's no surprises. We start with the inspections. We usually have a timeline for that. We start making our schedules and who we're going to have inspect for what. We're During that timeline, we need to get those inspection results back. We need to sit down and talk about them. We need to decide what needs to be repaired, what we can accept, what we're not going to accept, and actually what repair is even required and which ones matter and which ones don't. We're going to renegotiate after that comes through. So communication, communication, communication before that inspection period is over. So I also let you know, hey, we got 2 days left. Hey, we got 1 day left. We got to get this in, or, somebody's got to get us that report back so that we can make sound decisions. So there's also deadlines and timelines in that contract because the inspection period is going to um, affect your escrow payment. If we don't, we could be automatically no new demands because we didn't go back to the seller with any renegotiation after we received that. If you want out of that contract after that point, you could lose your escrow. So timelines can cost you. I'm there for that. I'm there watching all of it in the background for you so that you sleep good at night and you don't have to worry about it. So my communication will stay consistent so that you'll always know where we are in the process, how much time we have left before we have to make decisions, where we should put our cutoff time so we don't run into the deadline and not have time that we're scurrying. So um, not every agent's like that. I got to tell you, some of them, once that contract's written, they forget about you. They don't really talk to you, tell you that, you need to make that inspection appointment. And, let's say the inspection appointment puts us a week into the inspection period and we only have 3 days. There's other choices. There's other inspectors. There's, you know, without that communication and you thinking that that's the guy you want, there's other options that don't jeopardize our timeline. It doesn't jeopardize our escrow that you put in. There's also lender requirements that I'm going to keep track of you, the next steps in that process. So I'm talking to the lender. They're telling me what they need. They're telling me what the best avenue is for our process. So I'm talking to them. And again, communication is huge. So other agents, they don't do that. They just sit and wait for people to call them. Well, if you don't know the process, how are you going to call them? You didn't know. So you kind of feel like you're left out there on your own. You don't have the support that you need. And then all of a sudden it's a hurry. How did that happen? That meant that your agent wasn't communicating with you throughout the process, keeping you on time, in the loop, making good decisions, conversations, renegotiation, so that it's a lot less stress. So that ongoing support that you get from me matters. It gives you the clear guidance that you're going to need to help reduce the stress during this because it's a lot of money that you're spending. So we're going to talk about the appraisal, the final approval. I just don't want any last minute issues popping up that surprise us. We shouldn't have that. If we're communicating well with the other entities that are involved in your process, it's going to be smooth. I mean, I'm not saying that there won't be some problems that we have, but we're going to head them off as soon as possible and get them resolved so that we're not waiting till the last minute. So The buying process doesn't end when your offer is accepted. And I'm here for you. I'll give you clear guidance, strong communication, and support all the way through that process. So, communication, communication, letting you know what's important, where we are in the process, so we're not missing any timelines, and we're Johnny on the spot for everything we need to be. So, I'm here for you. Um, I'm actually even at the closing for you. So I go right to the bitter end, and I hope that we become friends along the way and that I actually stay in touch with you after the whole process is over. So give me a call. Love to work with you. My phone number is 352 601 8627. And I hope to talk to you, and I hope that we get to go out and look at some homes. Let's get buying. Thanks so much.